Ooh, look at Big Delicious.
Awe? I wanted to say personally thank you to Comedy Central. And the reason I thank Comedy Central is because Comedy Central thought they invented the roast. Because they came, the roast. Remember we had the roast of Steve Hofmeyer? It was amazing. The roast. Then recently we had the roast of Kanye Mbao. The roast. And meantime, we've been having it. Because Gwarra for a Gwarra is a South African thing. A kasi roast. A kasi roast. We've been roasting each other forever and ever. And if you use the word Gwarra for something else, that's your business. Where we come from, Gwarra is to roast. And just so you understand, it was like roasting for us was a social pastime. You know what I mean? We grew up in communities where our parents didn't have money to take us out on weekends. We grew up in communities where people were broke. So teasing each other became the national pastime. And don't be mistaken thinking you needed something to be wrong with you to be teased. No, you just needed to show up to school. It doesn't, no, you just, because if you showed up with new shoes, for example, you'd think that you were off. Look at your tough, he's not looking so tough, eh? You know what I mean? So even if you look good, people will come for you. If you're too thin, people will come for you. I've teased people about being so thin. Yo, you so thin, looks like your mother's never been to Woolworths, eh? For no reason. For no reason. What it did for us as kids is it made our skin thick. It made us realize that as South Africans, none of our award shows will ever have the Will Smith, Chris Rock moment because we've been Gwarraing each other. We've been Gwarraing. We don't react. So, and for those of you that have never been part of a proper Gwarra for a Gwarra battle, okay, it's a battle. The way it happens is you'll have two youngsters at the front, you'll have about 15 people surrounding them, everybody's chanting Gwarra, Gwarra. Then the old hit me with the first one, Yar, you so fat, you sit next to everyone in the classroom. It's not that funny, guys, come on. Then I'll hit back. I'll say, Yar, you so ugly, your mother had to tie a T-bone stake around your neck just so the dog could play with you. Wow. Everybody goes crazy. Then they'll come with a deeper one, bigger punchline that I can't even match. Yar, you so fat, I'm sure your intestine look like the queue at Home Affairs. Next. Number 6749834. Next. And it's at that point when somebody hits you with that punchline that you can't come back, okay? That one of two things happened. Either you pulled that Chris Rock Will Smith stunt and you were Will Smith and everybody quarrered you, you're a crybaby for the rest of your life, went out dumb, you're doing foolish things, or you resorted to the manly way of taking your beating like a man by just looking at Brian in his face and going, your mother's so fat. It looks like Home Affairs in her stomach. It's the way you would do it. The problem that I've always had with it, number one, is that South Africans have never embraced the roast. We've never embraced it to the point that if you can take a joke, then you can walk onto a stage and a platform like this and confirm your sexiness. Because if I can laugh at your jokes, then what are you going to tell me? After you finish teasing me about being fat, what are you going to tease me about, eh? Being on Comedy Central HD. It is what it is. So here's my story. A couple of years ago, just before the pandemic, 2019, I get invited to Eldorado Park. Eldorado Park Schools community, there's like 33 high schools. They've all gotten together and they've decided to have the first ever official Gwarra for a Gwarra competition. Now, some of you think that this is a normal thing. For me, it represented so many things. Firstly, it finally represented the acknowledgement of these communities that you don't have to be an academic to be a genius. You can have other talents. So with us, if you weren't getting A's at school, your wit, your creativity, all of that stuff was pushed to the side and you were told that you're going to be useless. Now, finally, they're encouraging these lighties to say, listen, there's something here. There's something in this wit. There's something in this creativity. Let's go. So I'm like all for it. They're like, Jason, come through. You're going to be the main judge. It's in my hometown, so I'm like so excited to be there. I get there. It's Don Maitman Hall. 400 colored people. The lighties are ready. I'm watching these kids go at each other and they are creative like you can't believe. Roasting each other with craziness. Yar, you are so many people in your house. Your mother makes tea in the geyser. In the geyser. You mean you open a tap for rooibos in your house? People are laughing. It's going crazy. I'm watching these kids Gwarra each other. Finished. Yar, yous are so many in the house. Yous have to sleep standing up. Try once. One of my favorites. Yar, yous are so poor. Last night your mother made pop an imagination for supper. Imagination. Do you understand how broke you have to be to imagine the Noroks? You're not even imagining. Do you understand? So I'm like here, I'm just in awe of this beautiful moment of how everybody's finally just getting involved. Eventually they crown a winner. I go up on stage to present the winner with the prize. The winner, guys, a 14-year-old lighty from the park, okay? This lighty is the perfect candidate for being bullied. He's 14, but he looks 9, okay? His teeth look like Omatana, like Amakip. You know what I mean? Like, you know, one of those, no, he's got thick spectacles on. Before, this lighty would have been teased. Now, he's the king of the dist. He's the king of the roast. Nobody can touch him. He doesn't need to throw hands. He throws words. He's destroying them. Everybody's praising him. I'm like, yeah, this is amazing. I go up on stage. I'm emotional. I'm going to hand the lighty's prize. And you know how it is. There's 400 colored people. There's that one auntie in the corner that just starts. Now it's me and the lighty. And the auntie just goes, Gwarra, Gwarra, Gwarra. Now everybody, Gwarra, Gwarra. So I'm like, whoa, guys, whoa, this is not fair. I'm Champions League of this thing. You can't be putting, please, Dr. Khumalo on Cristiano Ronaldo. It's not even fair. This bastard doesn't even waste time. Grabs the mic out my hand because he's still full of the confidence. Grabs the mic out my hand, takes a few steps back from me. Then he just looks at me and goes, Yara, my bro. You so fat from far, your body look like an uncooked fat cook. You see, before this moment, I was the type of person that would say to people, don't let words get under your skin. Before this moment, I was the type of person that woke up in the morning knowing that I'm beautiful. I didn't need confirmation from anybody. Then he looked me in my eye, this uncooked fat cook. Now, you see, a lot of you are wondering, but Jason, we thought your skin would be thicker. We thought you of all people would be able to take jokes like this. There were levels. Allow me to explain. If he looked at me and said, from far, your body looks like a fat cook. From far, your body looks like a guinia. No problem. Because everybody likes fat cook. It's delicious. It's the Lord's work. It's fried bread, guys. It's wonderful. But this bastard added, uncooked. Now, no, I don't want to be rude, but I've been with my wife. My wife can't make things with yeast, so we cheat. I've been with her to buy the dough for a fat cook at Spa, okay? I've seen the process, okay? When you take the dough out of the fridge, that dough is like private school dough. It greets the other dough parkers. I'm leaving. It's too cold in here anyway. You put the dough in the trolley, you get your way to the queue. By the time you get to the front of the queue, this fucking dough is already now starting to move. It's bringing out gangster styles. It's starting to climb out. It's starting to greet Ex Jerome. I hope they don't slut you in slices, won't see you on the other side. You get home, the dough has got a life of its own. It's climbing out of the bag. So you mean to tell me this motherfucker said my body is dependent on the temperature outside? You telling me this light is telling me that my body, when it's cold, my body's stiff, stodgy, delicious, vrpa-ish. But when it's hot, I've got a bit of a boompa going on. It hurts. So it was at this moment when I just had to compose myself, look back at him, and I had to remind myself that I am myself, and these are my people. And you won't waste me, motherfucker, in front of my people. So I grabbed the mic back and I was just like, from far, your mother's body looks like an uncooked fat cook. My name is Jason Goliath. Thank you very much. That's my story. Look after yourself. Don't let people's words affect you. You are beautiful, cooked or uncooked.
I must be honest, I was very funny. My pleasure.